Sunday, 10:45 p.m. Constantine, 2 videos in a day. What a blessing. I know, right? So this video is going to be entitled How the Darkness Will Teach You Everything You Need to Know. It's not going to be the light because you are the light. You're what illuminates the darkness. That's your role. So you might be thinking that you need to go towards things that are bright, you know? But really, the best thing that you can do in your life is generate that brightness internally. Generate that brightness so that whatever influence that you're having, whatever impact that you're having, has the impact of you making things known, making things kind of like more real or more true in some way, making things better in some way, somehow showing somebody something, doing something for somebody else, not just for yourself, initially probably for yourself, but also you're kind of, in a sense, paving the way, but paving different ways. Because you might be asking, well, I don't have a way. Yes, you do. You have unique gifts. You have unique gifts that only you can have. Nobody else can give those gifts. But you have to determine what they are. And it's really hard to determine what those gifts are when you're always when you're listening to other people tell you who they are. And if you pay attention to all the videos that I share with you, is I'm encouraging you to look inward, right? To show you that you have everything that you already need within you right now. You just need kind of somebody to show you that you do and how to use those resources, how to use those schools. And it's kind of cool because it's almost like you're your own, like you have all the abilities already. So you think like you need to go out there, you know what I mean, and get this and get that and find this and find that. Experiences are very important. They're going to show you who you are in many respects. And also you can get a lot of information from books because remember what a book is. A book is somebody taking their entire life experience and putting it into a few pages that you can read over a day or a couple of days, which is amazing. So you can learn a lot. But you're always going to feel empty if you don't tap into your soul. Like, who are you? Like, who am I? What do I want? What is my purpose? How can I how can I serve that part of me? And maybe that's connected to God or the universe. Like, how can I serve that? Because remember that your existence is a gift, right? It was given to you. Life was just given to us. We didn't ask for this. We didn't ask to be born into the parents, the families that we've been born into. We didn't ask to be clothed. We didn't ask to have a shelter over our head, but we're just here and we're alive. So really, you want to be able to discover what your gifts are. And that way, when you interact with the world, you can do it in a much more intentional way. And you don't have to do it in such a like scattered way where you're trying like 100, 200, hundreds of different things, watching hundreds and hundreds of videos and trying to figure out who you are, right? So this is going to be a very uncomfortable video, especially what I'm going to tell you right now is a good place to start is really to at night shut everything down. Shut everything down. And if you have a window, look out your window. If you have a dark room, you can sit in a dark room. It's very uncomfortable position to put yourself in. And really allow yourself to kind of think about where you are in your life and what you want to do. And the difficulty with doing that particular practice is it can generate anxiety, right? It can generate sadness because you might be thinking, well, I'm not everything that I could be, or I don't know what I'm going to do. And what am I going to do? Who am I going to become? What do I want? How do I actually bridge that gap between like where I am and where I want to be? And typically between the gap between where you are and where you want to be doesn't really have anything to do with your location or the material things in your life, right? The car that you drive, the money in your bank account, right? The place that you live in. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It has to do with who you are and how you feel about existence, like how you feel in your own body on a day-to-day basis without having anybody or anything else there to really support that. So, and then of course it's also having the avenue, like you want to be able to generate things for yourself where you have the freedom to move and to explore and to do different things. Because if you're in a jail cell, then you're inherently limited. Now you could find out a lot about your mind in that particular situation, but you're not in a jail cell. So hooray for that, right? Another thing to be grateful for. So shut everything down, go into the darkness and in the physical, literal darkness. and start to think about where you are and about what where are you and what potentially do you want to be doing, and not what do I want to be doing, like I want to be rich, I want to be making X amount of dollars per month, like I want to move out of my mom's house or whatever, or I want to be free of my dad's control, or I want to differentiate myself from my siblings, I want to be known, I want my friends to know that I'm rich, and I want to have like a great Instagram account, and I want to have like followers and people like following me for what, like for what do you, that's the thing, it's like don't think about what you want from the world, think about what you can give to the world, forget about what you want from people and what you think that you're owed, or what you deserve or what you want, right? I want the cars and I want adulation and I want the audience. For what? What are you providing? What are you offering? And that thought might get you a little bit sad, a little bit depressed, but don't despair, because remember, you have everything that you need already within you. You just have to be able to take what you have and develop skills and find out specifically what kind of skills can I develop that are going to be in line with what my strengths are and what my soul is asking for, so that I could actually manifest that in the world. I do not believe, like a lot of these people that say, oh, just find forget about your calling, your purpose, it doesn't exist, you just do a lot of stuff, and then eventually as you start to become good at the stuff that you're doing, you're just going to find out that that is something that you can pursue long term. Honestly, I work with kids in some capacity as far as like college consulting, so I speak to them virtually every day, right? High schoolers, middle schoolers sometimes. So what I found in those conversations is that a lot of the kids that are good at things, they don't necessarily want to do them. Like I speak to like a lot of smart kids. They've done a lot of stuff. They're good at a lot of stuff. But it doesn't mean that that's what they like. That's what they're interested in. That's like a passion. It stimulates the fire. You know what I mean? Like it gets things cooking internally. So those two things have to be aligned. This is what I tell my kids as well. I tell them that you have to align your strengths with your interests, and then once you do that, then you start to chart a pathway forward. So if you don't know what you want to do, you have to have many different experiences, right? So here's some practical tips in addition to the whole darkness thing that I mentioned that's going to be very uncomfortable, is try a lot of different things. Try a lot of different things in different areas, different industries, different disciplines, different fields. And as you start to explore, you're going to find out, okay, what are you resonating with? What are you gravitating towards? What do you like? What are you good at? And the things that you don't really like, you're not really good at, you don't see yourself pursuing long term, then you kind of put that to the side. It's kind of like a process of elimination. You're getting rid of the things that do not align with you. And then you start to focus on what does. And that can take a while. And when I say a while, I don't mean, oh, Constantine, can I do this in 6 months? It might take 6 years, bro. It might take 10 years, sis. So it might take a while. So be patient, be patient. And the most important thing to do in this process, this is kind of like more of like a general video to like help you put your mind at ease. Best thing that you can do as you do this exploration and as you do this contemplation, this meditation, you're finding out who you are and what you want, is a couple of things. Number one, be okay with uncomfortable emotions, right? They're just a part of life. Everybody feels them, right? I feel them. Listen, it doesn't matter what your socioeconomic class is. Everybody feels feelings of like anxiety and despair and sadness and confusion, right? And joy, right? Listen, the billionaire's joy is not greater than your joy. You understand that, right? It's an emotion. So understand that these are the emotions that you're going to experience on a day-to-day basis, and all that's normal. So don't make it abnormal, first of all, right? Don't berate yourself and don't judge yourself when you're feeling things that don't feel good, because everybody feels those things and it's just a part of existence, right? Things come and they go. It's really how you deal with them that matters. That's why I always advocate for developing your character and developing your skills, and having not so much skills, but developing your character and moving towards virtues that you admire. right? So you have like an aspiration and you're moving towards that. And it's like a star in the sky. And you're like, okay, how can I act today? No matter what I'm doing. Listen, even if you're jobless, even if you don't have a job, you're like, how can I treat people today? How can I treat people today that's in line with the person that I want to become? Graciously, respectfully, generous, giving of my time, of my energy, of my knowledge, showing them the way, holding the door open. Maybe you find somebody on the street who's a little bit worse off than you, and you buy some food for them, bag of chips from the store, anything, anything helps, man. Because again, you're signaling to yourself, not only are you helping other people, like you're showing other people, you're showing yourself that you have value by giving it, right? The way that you demonstrate your own value to yourself, not to other people, is just by like giving it away freely, right? It's like you're taking your gifts, whatever they are. And again, gifts could be like monetary gifts too, right? You have a little extra money, you just bought yourself some lunch, or you just hang out with a friend, and maybe so and so store is asking to like donate $2 to like a kids charity. Sometimes I'll be at the supermarket or some store, and they're like, hey, do you want to donate $2 to so and so charity? And I'll ask the person some questions. I'm like, is this money going to like some administrator's pocket, or what exactly is this doing? And they're like, oh no, as a matter of fact, like there's a camp that's happening this summer. And you might be cynical and you might be thinking XYZ, but how's that working out for you? Is cynicism working out for you? Are you happy with your life being cynical and better? If you're not, then why don't you start to do something that's going to allow you to shift your mindset? And the way that's going to shift your mindset is you put yourself in situations that is going to allow that shift to occur. It's not just mental, it's also through your actions, like I always advocate. So yeah, donate a couple bucks. You see a homeless guy on the street, feed him or her or whatever, right? Or you're at the drive-through, pay for the person's coffee behind you, hold the door open for somebody, give somebody a smile, a nod, be the first to say hello. It could be something small, man, something small, just super small. Because basically what you're doing is you're not trying to show other people anything. You're showing yourself, right? It's like by giving, you receive. It's like your giving is the receiving. So by you giving, by you being generous of yourself, of your time, of your energy, of your gifts, of what you're developing, you're actually giving to yourself at the same time. By giving to others, you're giving to yourself. You're receiving. And again, and you hear this all the time. It's a good expression, which is that you can't receive with a closed hand, but you also can't give with a closed hand either. You have to open your hand, right? You're opening your hand to give to somebody, and now your hand is open, so you're willing to receive as well. It's not like you give to receive, because again, the receiving comes from the whatever's generating internally within you. So don't have any expectations of other people caring about you or giving you things or loving you, because when you drop those expectations, you realize that whatever it is that you're seeking from others or from the world, that is what you have to give to yourself first and then give to other people. That's the only way it's going to work. It's not going to work any other way. And that's why I always advocate for like getting rid of distractions, because when you're always watching videos, whether it's TikTok and cat videos or business videos or comedy videos, like stand-up comedy, this podcast and that podcast, and you're just hearing all this information, it can get overwhelming. It can get very overwhelming. So if you pay attention to all the words that I'm speaking, and if you pay attention to the videos that I record, it really has to do with you becoming, because the becoming, I'm telling you right now, not only does it create the life that you want, but also it creates it for yourself first. You know what I mean? Like, listen, I don't have a wife. Okay, I'm searching for my future wife. I'm searching for the future mother of my kids. When I say searching, I don't mean like actively searching, like, oh, where is she? Is she over here? But like the point I'm trying to make is that I'm not looking to just date some girl that I meet at some bar or whatever. Right. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, like future wives and mothers don't hang out there. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that what I'm looking for is something that will require from me first. It's not like I require anything from anybody else. Like, I am going to require this from the world and this from this person and this from my future wife. Like, I need this from you and I need that from you. No, 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 no. These people, right? This world that you want to construct, these people that you want to have in your life, whether it's friends, whether it's business connections, whether it's your future husband or wife, whether it's your kids, your own children, what do they need from you? Forget about what you need from them. What do they need from you? Who do they need you to be? Can you be a person worthy of respect and admiration and love? Can you do that? Because if you can't do that, then what's it all for? What's it all for if you can't be relied on by other people, if you can't be that rock in their lives, if you can't take that in your hands and know for yourself that I can create something good, right? I can create something. It could be anything. It could be art. It can be music. It can be Amazon FBA, man. Like, I don't want to make any judgments here. It can be whatever it is that you want to do, but don't do it just for you. And don't focus on just the doing so you can generate the material wealth, because that's vapid, that's empty. There are so many millionaires. I'm telling you right now, and I'm going to tell you straight to you right now. I don't respect them at all. I don't respect them. And if you met them on the street, you would not respect them either. You wouldn't respect them. Just because you make money, it doesn't mean, not that you're not worthy of respect, but it's almost like you don't even have that in you, right? You haven't done anything to generate that. You're not like you're not like a solid human. You know what I mean? So, make yourself solid. Make yourself like a rock. And the way to do that is through your principles, is through your character, it's through how you live. So that way you can just walk down the street or sit by a bench by yourself or in a coffee shop or at home, and you could just like breathe in the beauty of existence and know that even though you may not be exactly clear about what your life is going to look like, or even you may feel a little bit of uncertainty, that when you do the right things, you become the person that you want to become. So I hope that was helpful. It was a late night video, so I don't know. I'm gonna upload this right now anyway. But yeah, if you have any thoughts that you want to share with me, any comments, I'll be happy to hear them. And hope this video is gonna kick off the next week very well, and hopefully inspire you. That's my hope. So yeah, anything else? Let me know. You can DM me, leave comments, but otherwise I will see you in tomorrow's video.